Much for joining us tonight. It was an East Texas murder case shrouded in mystery. A well-known successful businessman gunned down outside his own home, and for nearly 8 years now, investigators and family members have been trying to find answers and the why. But appearing in a Longview courtroom today, a man who could give those answers. And as KLTV7's Bob Hallmark reports, he's not the only one.
Very quietly in the 124th District Court, 87-year-old Reza Kamali stood before the judge to face charges.
Kamali, you stand charged by an arrest warrant alleging the offense of murder. Do you understand what you were charged for?
According to arrest affidavits, Kamali and another man, 38-year-old Alfredo Liscano, who was arraigned in the Metroplex, are charged with the shooting death of Ronnie Harini. According to the documents, Kamali hired Liscano to kill Harini over a family dispute. The documents also show Liscano provided a timeline of the plan and execution of the crime. May 31st, 2016, Harini was shot outside his home in the 4100 block of Tryon Road in Gregg County.
Numerous law enforcement investigators who had been connected with the case over the years showed up for the hearing today.
Perhaps no one is more affected than Betty Harini, Ronnie's mother, who's been waiting for this day.
I would like to thank the Longview and area community that have been with us through these last 8 years. It has been very hard, but your love has shown, your prayers have been felt. Especially thank Sheriff Maxie Ciliano, DA John Moore, and our two wonderful rangers that have worked so hard on this case.
Judge Charles set bail on Kamali at $7.5 million, with the defense contesting the allegations.
Deny the allegations at this point. We intend to mount a full-throated defense in this case.
Betty has one request from a social media outpouring on the case.
Let us have a little privacy. You may not realize what you're doing, but posting all the ugly messages that my daughter-in-law and my grandchildren see are very hurtful. I ask you to please stop.
Bob Hallmark, KLTV 7 News.
And the Gregg County Sheriff's Office is set to have a news conference Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock in which authorities will offer more details on the two people arrested.